cannot succeed.
Sierra Leone, push. You ma killer, this is for you them. What for you say?
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, yeah, you feel what are they run me eye? We are the see me sister them, they die in the street. Oh, me I can feel when you they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not, some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask, they tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, they gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Me brother don't want before him time. Say not a kush. So we they use the old age my youngest. Say not a kush. Youth them just they die. Say not a kush. Sorry we say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. We say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. What for you to say? Is it all?
Okay, good afternoon. Good evening, good morning, my family. I hope say una they do well. I hope say any side una happen for friend una safe in the world. I hope say life has been fair. Life they treat una okay. Be kind to yourself. Okay? We all they go through ups and downs. We all they go through yagba, like they can say nambara. We all get different nambara them, different problems them, different situations them where we they face. But one thing what I can always say, so long as there is life, we live to fight, we live to conquer another day. Right? So, una how them call her? I don't know what you for call and say una marshal. The VOS marshal don't marshal me from 8:20 this morning. They say Matilda, hope say you know go disappoint me like last week. Oh. And then around 4:30 again, he marshal me back. I know we call the marshal a name because the marshals are being safe. The marshal me oh, but this marshal yeah, so not a marshal no more if for the do. Oh, you go very soon you go get for begin the pay collection. Because the way in the marshal me for cancer done I also. The way I not late at all. Me show na 5 o'clock. And right now na 5:05. 5 o'clock to the dot. We dey begin play with intro song. And then I begin talk. So me I not late. I don't know what some man they say. I not late. I'm always on time. But like I say, this marshal also go get for begin they put small thing at the kotoku. Because this marshal, the way we see don't be any case. AB1, Tranga 1, you know funny. I don't get one breathing room. I don't get a breathing room at all. But it's all good. We're here. As soon as I can tell, I don't even know how to begin the show. So much they happen at the Republic. So much they go on. What do you do? What do you say? You get an entire institution where next to government, that institution, because of the role where they play in our society, you know, for your any scandal in that institution there at all. At all. Now institution where after the presidency, after parliament, na them more. Now they train all we people where they can call, you know, erudite, luminaries, right? The one the way they interpret the law, or way for Sabi interpret the law, we then go teach them the law book, how for all, like when they can say os book, who that all the os book, and so who that all the os book now and get the power. So basically, their own business, then they show them how for all the host book of salon in every aspect. But then recently, was it 2 Saturdays ago? Yes, 2 Saturdays ago, we see where the chancellor of Kanu, either I think that the chancellor of the dean, I don't know how they can call them people. If me don't know if not the dean of the faculty of law. No, it can't be the faculty of law. I don't know even if we get faculty of law or school of law or the chancellor of the school of law. We will go inside the letter anyways. Where it can say in they run for in life because in life they at risk. Because allegedly the Chief Justice and the Sierra Leone Bar Association, the president, allegedly, they also don't put foot inside one to assist for play and some kind play. He say he resign as to because of something the way they happen for make tomorrow you know go can get bad name. He resign. He say but when he resign, he send in letter. No more the only person, no more when he send this letter as soon to the Chief Justice. He said 2 hours after he resign, and journalists then they call and say, we understand say you tender your resignation. We mean for say if he send letter to one person. And now journalists then they call and he said that person they shape that letter the other side. And he said the reason we make up in one do mass whatever distribution of resignation and for contain the team, make talk no common and do make the school in name and the institution in name no can mix by, you know. Yeah. But then we see now outside the law society, the school of law, them pull press release say how they fire the man. And then few minutes later, then change their story and say no, the man resign. Yes, Dr. Abubakar Bangura, so the director of the Council of Legal Education at the Sierra Leone Law School. Yes. So now the man don't talk his own side na Facebook because he can't have Facebook, he talk his own side. And the week following, he even grants an interview with Lamrana, where I listened to that interview. They were then question him. He take ownership for his own pathway in play. He said, but he no go sit down, he don't build in reputation over time, he don't build in career over time, he no go sit down and they smear in reputation, because at the end of the day, you know this blue app waiting then I do people that go Google book, 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 book. If they don't take their time for investigate, the first thing where they see but you, now they go take as gospel truth. He says so because he no one for smear in reputation and get bad name, and that make in the grant that interview there, and that making kind of Facebook in Turkey on side. So they ask and say, well, what to make you there in the island? Why make you not there in the country so that you go clear your name properly? Because now ACC they investigate this thing. He said because in landlord now the Chief Justice, and that the Chief Justice allegedly send people like go na in house for go harass am, for go beat am, for go molest am. So fearing for safety of his life, he gets for left the host and run away. But in the evidence system for prove the fact. He said, as a matter of fact, he said this case where she don't so, he said even the president himself know about him, because at one time the president been get for involved. We go read now because the president now don't request for an investigation on the matter, an investigative committee. So we go read that press release there, and we go stay tuned for waiting how they go, how things get for pass. And then as the show they go on, we go listen to different videos them, right? We go listen to different thing them. As we say, Sierra Leone under pressure, law school probe, Bio controversy, and public anger. And then our topic for today. So now waiting and get for can look inside this investigation here. Make we read waiting come out na do inside status. So government of Sierra Leone State House, Office of the Press Secretary, and then put and say for immediate release. He say President Julius Maada Bio directs the establishment of an independent investigation committee into Sierra Leone Law School. Now, it say Freetown Tuesday 7th April 2026. It say His Excellency the President Dr. Julius Maada Bio on Tuesday 31st March 2026 held a meeting with the Honorable Chief Justice Commander, who also serves as chairman of the Council of Legal Education, together with the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice. The titular head of the bar. The engagement focused on a series of allegations of wrongdoing and inappropriate, or is it impropriety? Impropriety at the Sierra Leone Law School that have been circulating within the public domain. Now, no for say law school them pull their own. The director self pulling on, anti-corruption self can then pull their own. Tuma Jabi self go, you go talk to you because Tuma Jabi is involved in this. She's one of the board members, but there is a twist to this story because allegedly Tuma Jabi, because he been promised na manifesto say before he done Ingo give Sierra Leone Bar Association gone for make them get their own building. He want pinch and then when I saw them binge. Allegedly and come back Amanda engaged for pinch and the law school then binge, meaning the land. Right, where they don't secure, even though them for themselves, they say even the land where they get right now, boku, plenty because now sabi that prison barracks up here under that red dirty place where we did it up here under sign I didn't go get land if na sabi that area they find one. He said because they say inside that building they were in the institution, one of the biggest auditorium, them 2,000 capacity of 2,500 people. Them one of the hall, another hall we get a capacity of 2,000 people. Them when are the biggest capacitated room to exist right now in a salon when the building go done. He said the building go get bank inside, then go get a clinic inside, then go get business system, other spaces them for rent as well. And he make a point where say when you are building an infrastructure, you not just the build normal for people that for go and come. You get to think about parking. You have to think about vehicles, not only for the students them, but also for the lecturers them, for the visiting lecturers them, for meetings, for events, for just imagine now the law school get a place now where apparently they live in the last graduation ceremony and they then do away the whole 2,500 guests, right? 2,500 guests. Now, for a place for the whole 2,500 guests, definitely you want to make a parking lot where at least they hold up to 4,000 cars. That's how I will see it. And even that's now on the minimum scale. And that parking lot they safe, now parking lot will go there in levels. Because the way where the place small, they not get enough space for they on a flat surface with all them people ending. So I see his point, thinking ahead. Somebody who don't live abroad, don't study abroad, he holds a double master's in law. I think a PhD in law and what have you, don't teach several universities them abroad. So if in the can be director, he get to bring that knowledge there, come inside the country where he call Mama Salon when I in birth country, excuse me guys. Come inside in birth country, sorry, when I'm Mama Salon, right? And implement, and if in done all these years where all these 19 Zogoto, if I'm not mistaken, 60 something years or more, where this law school don't exist. They know when they put a structure together. Decide whether they lecture and picking apparently some of the hall and underground basements. The atmosphere are not conducive at all. The pipe where they under na the pipe where na sewage, right? Na sewage. Mean for say bad water, right? The last time he say when an emergency take place, the pikin them faint. Quick escape route not there. So the man is thinking ahead, is putting structures in place, bringing in a modern facility. But allegedly, Tuma Jabi want pinch for them bench. And the man no agree. He no agree for make them pinch for them bench. And myself na also say, isn't there another space, or can't there be like they're not gonna provide or go look for even a land close by or space close by? Or what about the land where they already allot to them? Why make them not go use Dandy? Why make you must pinch from the bench of law school? Because the school they go now, I don't go from not having international students to the point of now having international students, for the fact say now, it don't grow the law school, it don't grow the curriculum, it don't grow the place to the point wherein within the last 3 years where it take up this job, it don't able to bring in international students, then international law students, them from other countries, them from countries like Cameroon, from countries like the Gambia, from countries like Nigeria, from countries like Ghana, because the curriculum where he put in place is so rigorous, it's so thorough. But that is not something where we for applaud. Say at least at this point now, the kind of curriculum where we get inside we law school na salon, it attract foreign nationals that for can study law inside salon. Are we forgetting that there was a time when we called ourselves the Athens of Africa? The Athens of Africa did not just come about because Salon had beautiful beaches, the landscape of Salon was being fine. It came because it was a center of education. It was a center of excellence in education. So if somehow somebody come with a try for shine light or shone light a little bit into the potential that could be Sierra Leone, why make una for dabaruam? This man did not come through the back doors. Like he say, there was a position opening, they advertised the position. He take into one, apply for the position. He go through interview, he even call the people that were sit down at the panel we interview him. He go through interviews, series of interviews. And at the end of the day, amongst all the people them we apply, una dim and fit say na ina the most qualified for take on this job. And despite all the odds, he's trying to give a facelift. He's trying to bring credence, legitimacy. They try to bring legitimacy to this noble profession. Because when you work at gonna law schools them na other countries them, like me so, I've been the proctor law exams. When I was doing my master's, I used to proctor the law exams, law school exam. When you go na the university where me study, when you go, when they show you the faculty of law, you did not send a law school, boy. When you enter self, the design, the setup, the structure, the space, the atmosphere, you do not send a law school, you don't enter. And I have been to several universities. And even when I travel, one of my favorite pastime things them for do is to go see universities in other countries, see what they look like. Every time, even in the States, when I travel to the States, when I go to one of the waiting and call them, one thing what they do, so long as I dinner in new state, I for go see the biggest university where they go look around the campus. It's just something I admire. Beautiful. So why make we safe? We not go bring we space to that level there where people them where they come, then go on for go see usai we learned them learn. Make I continue with the press release. The press release goes on to read. It says, in keeping with his commitment to ensure the the proper functioning, accountability, and integrity of public institutions, the President has accordingly directed the establishment of an independent investigation committee into the law school. The committee shall be constituted by the following persons. You see, if the president been get me yes, so like why don't they draw in yes all the 8 or 7 years? Yeah, so if he been get me yes, the people that were put in this committee, not only been for advice and for putting in this committee, I would have sought external, somebody we not get nothing for do it salon, but we understand the law, we understand public policy. This why you know you need to understand the law, you just need to understand public administration. That's all you need to understand. Somebody way vast in public administration, you put them as the head. You look for credible people them within, not for the one them way they, you know, then they courtoisie, you know, then they rub shoulders, and then they go mass and so, mass and so, mass and so, mass and so. We get some credible people inside the law, the practice of law, where me, I've been for don't nominate, for don't suggest say, put them where so where you put them, they lie, nothing or they shake. I not care if come back about na the Attorney General, no, not to the now waiting Chief Justice. I know they watch face. They will stick to the truth, nothing but the truth, and they will say it as what it is. No disrespect to the names being called here. No disrespect to, but I question them. Dr. Priscilla Schwartz, former Attorney General and Minister of Justice. You remember, right? That was where come England, where them in Ginka, where as a lost case so no more, and then transfer and then switch them over quickly. Now they headed this committee. Miss Mariama Anthony Williams, accounting and public sector expert. Remember, I know Sabiam. I don't know her links or whatever. I hope she will not be corrupted. Miss Elizabeth Kamara, educator and assistant deputy vice chancellor for Abe College. You know, been for done in that committee day. Not because she's not credible, not because she in, but you know, been for done in that committee day. Because this is for Abe College, the university. She's the vice chancellor of that university, right? Interests. When you look at the setup, the structure, the people them way they make the decision for the university, the people the way they sit on the board, the power players, right? The key players. You know for say some people the name they were don't read at this letter already, where they are the key players and power players. For that and that alone, she should not have been part of that committee. Because sometimes it is not only overt power that corrupts. Sometimes covert powers can also corrupt. It says the committee is hereby mandated to conduct a thorough investigation guided by the following terms of reference. Term number 1. Investigate all allegations of wrongdoing and impropriety at the Sierra Leone Law School and provide appropriate recommendations. 2. Assess the administrative and governance structure of the Sierra Leone Law School and provide recommendations to improve reform and accountability. 3. identify any systemic weakness or failures that may have contributed to the current concerns, and propose measure to ensure transparency, fairness, and professionalism within the institution. So first thing first, make I just tell una guiding principle is backdated. It is not up to date. So the first thing first that they need to work on is the guiding principles. Okay? According to all the interview that we don't listen, everything what they are, the guiding principle is out of date. It needs to be updated. It needs to be brought brought into 2026 era, right? And also allow for spaces, new era ways of learning, right? So dan in Abunya off the back, I can go work on that day. It says further, the commissioners at the Anti-Corruption Commission has informed the president that the current ACC investigation will be suspended pending the outcome of the committee's work, so as to avoid parallel processes and ensure a coherent, independent, and holistic review. The Independent Investigation Committee is expected to conclude its work within 8 weeks, so 2 months, and submit a full report with findings and recommendation to the president. I don't know why the president is findings and recommendations should go to the president, but again, I understand because this involves the Chief Justice, and it also involves the Attorney General, and it also, there are implications. So I can understand, but we forget institutions them where we trust, where not them for the handle kind thing. Not to all thing at the president, he will get overload. Sometimes there should be reputable institutions that are set up, structures that are set up to handle this type of things. And yes, I agree, say the anti-corruption for hold in, how you might call it, for hold in investigation. But the question I'm asking is that why, since there is a committee that has been set up to investigate, and there are people who are implicated in alleged wrongdoing or corruption or pressurizing, Dr. Bangura is on leave or currently suspended or wherever. Why shouldn't those others also be facing the same sort pending this 8 weeks investigation? Where fair play right off the back is to be instituted, I strongly believe, say, all parties involved, all names called, there should have been a pause on them as well. He said the president remains firmly committed to enhancing the integrity of the legal profession and ensuring that the Sierra Leone Law School remains an institution of credibility and trust. Now, that day we all want. And I sure say that day Dr. Bangura self they walk towards. They try. For a law school, we not on take in international students, right? And now they bring in international students where they pay what, $6,000? Because he said it. He said how much they pay, $6,000. That is revenue coming into Sierra Leone, right? They went from one law student coming in, and then they went up to 15. Now I think they have about 100 of them, or close to about 100 of them, repeaters, international, those who could not make it, those who did not have the pass mark. It puts the breakdown. And I think in a whole, the law school, they accept a little over 500 law students. A little over 500 law students. And as at now, we get about close to about 100 international law students. Now, money and revenue for the country. Because law not a thing way easy for study. You get for go write to exam, you get for make the pass mark, you get for go through interview, you get for make sure say you get the grades. So if we don't get an institution where the person don't build up to that standard data to the point where other people then they look inside and say, better they are, so this one look good, oh, make we put here and inside. I think it's something we should applaud. I don't think it's something that we should put in our frustration, kujifanji, dirty shitty business. Let us stop this dirty shitty business. They care we go. They born good picking, and they care we go far. But we await the investigation. Like I say, Dr. Bangura don't take ownership for him shortcomings. I hope others also take accept responsibility for their own shortcomings. I hope there is a thorough investigation on this. I would have actually loved in this space here, so where we they talk about so and during this investigation, yeah, so where they don't establish so one person who have been for leg for see as part of this committee na Chuku Taylor. I mean for leg for see Chuku Taylor na this committee, because when I know for say Chuku Taylor na been the first person, as a matter of fact, to investigate the law school before the arrival of Dr. Bangura. We find out say committee them in they give them wrong marks for students them, and then they sign them. And when the thing leak, he investigated it and he brought it to light. And those people were reprimanded, seriously reprimanded. But the same people that will make that mistake, they after Chuku Taylor the term don't left, apparently when they don't suspend that individual, then the likes of Tuma Jabi apparently lobby for bring them people and they back into the force of the educating and lecturing of students. So at the end of the day, truly speaking, now we self we they do. Now we self we they do. For where that black skirt or black pants and jacket and waiting and call collar and call yourself lawyer, that is not the thing. It's about integrity. It's about what you put forth. It's about how you uphold the law, how you legislate, how you apply. But we'll continue for monitor until they say 8 weeks from the time when they don't institute them. Now 1 week, we they go inside 2 weeks, not so 8 weeks. So we look at end of May. So by end of May, we the hope say something go don't come out now, we can share. But until I know we country, and they make committees them when the findings come on, they not they shape GUI. I hope say this was so they go shape GUI. Like the president don't say he want for maintain the credibility and trust of the institution, and then they will set back and for maintain. Okay, we fumble them. Before we move God aside, make I take the greetings then small. Look like say people and they tell I do. If you hear my voice is shaky, excuse me, that's because I am slowly recovering from a flu. Yeah. I slowly recover from a flu, so I therefore take them small. I ever take them small because I slowly recover from a flu, so you know, not dear. What do we have here? Matilda Cole, Ado, Kushao, good evening. This now Albert Lance and you can tell me all about what I do there. So, though you late, but we are happy and glad. Glad the way you come today. Make me coffee and just drink and listen. Okay, I hope your coffee is good. I am here with my tea as usual. And then he goes on to say, good evening, everyone. And then Albert Lansana, God go bless you richly, and God no more go do that. That is true. And then we have Mohammed Koroma. Good evening, Matilda. How are you? And then we have Aisata Dumbuya saying hi everyone, and Albert Lantana said the flu they go away by the grace of God. Yes, they go away by the grace of God. Honestly, this flu they mon ami on this week so for working not be easy. And then I think this is on Facebook. Hi everyone, handpick weaving. Okay, yeah. Okay. Hello. Yeah, so make we turn with attention to some summary videos them from Truth Media. I can let make we read there. I can let for show them summary videos there. So oh my patriot, my what? Oh, okay. I can like to show them video yeah, so because it gives us summation of waiting they go on at the country. So we go start with one, and then I go talk to them a little bit, and then we go to the other one, and then I go talk to them a little bit, and then we continue the show. How about that?
Last week, na the weekly government's press conference, the Minister for Information and Civic Education, Chernoba, be announced a cabinet to approve the third country national agreement with the United States. This means say Salone governments don't agree for receive and keep people them where not to Salone or West Africa citizens them where then they deport from America where President Trump don't they call illegal aliens. The minister be explained say this agreement will support reception, temporary hosting and humanitarian service system for returnees them. He adds say the program na time bound and the US government they give couple a support of 1.5 million United States dollars for make sure say returnees them go get basic services and then go treat them with dignity.
Number 3, Cabinet approve an agreement for support, reception, temporary hosting and humanitarian services under the third country national agreement in collaboration with the international partners. This a very specific agreement with third party for provision of services for under the third country national agreements.
It will also make it clear say This agreement no get connection with the US visa ban and say government go continue for strengthening relationship with America. But this development not just start now. Early this year, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Timothy Kaba, been confirmed to Truth Media say the United States will request Salone for accept third-party nationals them as part of negotiation for left the full visa restriction.
So what's in the US say? They ask, they want to give us third-party nationals?
Well, we will look because we have a refugee law. If we want to take
Are they requesting?
It's to strengthen bilateral relations. The U.S. can make that request, and
No, I'm asking if that is part of the negotiations. That are part of
the request has been made to us
for third-party nationals.
Yes, but what we are contemplating, if we're going to take third-party nationals based on the refugee status, it will be West Africans. So when they come, we facilitate them.
They're requesting people we're not just West Africa.
No, let's take anybody who's West African.
No, but are they requesting for?
No.
They also mentioned, say, 52 Sierra Leoneans in Medina ICE detention who were in the waits for deportation. As Salone they prepare for receive deportees them from other countries them, plenty disagreements say on one Salone man, where same ways to the US government deported recently. People on social media don't they raise serious concerns about one Shaman Wesley, who been turned to social media for ask for help, because information been show say he been dead jail for where he harbor one small pikin 9 O's.
What is that? The document is where they charge me with, where they charge me say up associate sexual exploitation, that too, and also this is statutory rape. They may charge me with, but because the pikin are 16 and also the mommy and the daddy know for say the pikin those spin house, and then they see them at the camera where they charge me also they do all things, cook and clean and in and out, then dismiss that one day, and then this now they assault an officer. I'm not church more. And this time they become going to the jail for force when they call the order too. And I plead guilty to this assault sexual exploitation because I'm
with deportees them like Wesley, people they ask questions about the kind people them we get for Kamna Salone, then record and how the government self go protecting citizens them, especially woman and girl picking them. Also, one big question where one person like Vicky Remo they ask, now who that gets the company VOS Solutions where government signed contracts with for implement the agreement as needed for more transparency for sake of the 1.5 million United States dollars way involved. We go continue for ask and hopefully the government go provide the right answer them as this gets for do with the safety and security of Salone people. For Truth Media, Mina Davida Spence Solomon will report.
Well, we want to tell Davida Spence Solomon Boku thank you from Truth Media, and we also want to tell Truth Media Boku thank you for where we use the materials them because they do a fantastic thorough job with the information and the materials then and making just as a matter of fact, me on daily, keep company as I walk through the day. Now, Truth Media, I stop, pause, but we can, by the end of the day, I can manage to get to the end because obviously I'm very busy. And so the morning devotion can go 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, 4.5 hours. And then they can last me through my working day because, in between meetings and other stuff, I can continue. But thank you very much. The question where Vicky Remo asked, the same question myself asked. Who that gets that company day? Under who that company day? How these agreements come about? How much is this company involved? How waiting at their expertise in securing, detaining, ensuring obviously the well-being of the deportees, but also securing the country. The deportees them, because unlike Ghana, where then are West African deportees them in the take or deportees them from Africa, and then send them go back to their country, right? Salone na third party. Third party wey mean say the person can come from anywhere na the world. Anywhere na the world. And because then a deportee, Salone no get the leverage for screen them people there and say, nah, then why we go take, then why are too dangerous for we, then why are so we not go able handle them, then why are we not get the facility, because we don't go take 1.5 million. Unu don't go take 1.5 million. I mean, look at the Sherman case, the William Sherman case. He is a Sierra Leonean. He can come home. He can be dealt with. He can be cared for. People that go look inside his story, then go investigate, then go find out the truth. Because he's a Sierra Leonean. But do we have the capacity to do like for others? Remember at one point, it was a few years ago where they been deport some people them again from this same US claiming to hold Sierra Leone nationality, Sierra Leone passport. Remember that Jamaican man, remember that video there, that Jamaican man when they bring inside Salone claiming saying a Sierra Leone, and the Jamaican man say, I am a Jamaican, I have never set foot in this country, I have no relation to this country, I don't even know how I landed here. Please take me back to my home country, Jamaica. We not be no waiting at that man there in story, in full story, or how he managed. He can land na Salone. We don't know the background of the people and now where they. I mean, we already have a very fragile country. We're not even able to manage ourselves. We're not even able to secure with porous borders there. Look, Guinea in there, just the Goliath and people there. We ready go na the Liberian border, Goliath they're small. We ready Canada the Salone borders, they Goliath they're small. We not even done for talk about that Goliath in there yet. And now this what's Calvan, what's the company name, says it Calvanish or Calvanish, I don't forget the company name. I know say na Calvan something. Who that own this company? Waiting at the process will led to this company being the how they call it, the awardee of this contract for take care of the third party, third country deportees them. Waiting at the thing the way they don't structures the way they don't put in place for make sure say these people are contained, and once they reach Salone they not they escape. Waiting at the limitation, the timeline provision where once they land in a Salone, as a matter of fact, hold on. Waiting at the escorting process. Just because now we don't know them criminal background. We don't know them people there, them background at all. We don't know who they are. We of ourselves, we get we own baggages them. We of ourselves, we get we own issues them. We of ourselves as a nation, we are not secure. You know what for can't take pepper, can't add and pencil fruit. You know what for take salt, rub and pampenda. So what's the escorting process from where they land in a Lunge? How then they escort them? Who sign at the facility where then they go? Sierra Leoneans need to know. So at least the people that were then around them vicinity, then they then place them, they then go know how to safeguard themselves. If proper security is not given, when then are then hold in place what's the security na then hold in place then they? Waiting at the measures and steps them. How long then they then hold in place then they before they make arrangements for carry them go na then country of origins them. Sierra Leoneans need to know that. Waiting at the process of transferring them from their holding place then they to the plane or the vehicle or the transportation we get for take them back go na the country of origin. What are the security measures and steps? We need to know that. Total and absolute transparency is of the essence Nayaso. Because we are going into the unknown. This is not a matter of, you know, when I can say sometimes there is shared knowledge or shared tradition or shared culture. Within West Africa, there is a certain set of shared culture, shared tradition, shared knowledge, and expectation. So if there are people like us that in West Africa and deportees them, we know for say we get certain traditions, then we know for say we get certain wisdom in our society that is acceptable and that is not acceptable. So give or take, there would be similarities, right? But some of them people there, so I bet you their behavior is completely antithetical to what we know. It is completely on the paradoxical opposite. There are no similarities. No point of departure, completely antithetical. So we really need to understand waiting and sign and how they go implement waiting and sign. And in implementing waiting and sign, how they go safeguard the country as it is right now. And make sure say all who that come, so long as they're not to Sierra Leone and then go take them, make sure say they left back full. The world where we did so all man get for guarding safe, all man get for protecting safe. So yes, the question of who that company belongs to is a very critical question. Because if we know the company belongs to the logistics, everything, we can do with research, we can do with background findings. Make it not me say na one company where now you know quacked up company or cooked up company inside pantap business, because that is what we are seeing now in Sierra Leone. Inside pantap business, bottom pantap business. Please, do not take people a life joke for sake of 1.5 million. More not take people and collate. Yes, they're not getting for it. Yes, think stronger, but at least they can breathe easy. So more not take and joke. Please come out to the public, lay everything out on the table, let them know, so they themselves also they can prepare on how to safeguard themselves. Yeah, maybe for rather una go negotiate for bring good the 52 where then at detention una take them kukuma bring them come back full judge na them country. If na donation we all go eat for make them life and contact them family yanda and find way for ship them thing and come meet them. Kukuma jeje. But because we are so dependent on subvention, this manjalagism, it is, listen, let us be honest, the sole reason why we were put under such pressure and we had to accept and bow in is because of the manjalaji. What would they do? Because we know for say, if at some point we not cave in, we not play ball, there will be a time where we go manjalaji where they not go look with face. We know. Make we talk true. So because we're so heavily dependent on manjalajiism, there are times when, even when we know it is against what should be, we do. Make we move on to the next video.
World Happiness Reports now one annual publication where the United Nations Gallup Organization with Oxford Wellbeing Research Center in Polnado. The report first starts for support UN high-level meeting on happiness and well-being inside 2012, and since then they publish them every year. And they don't pull one for this year, 2026, and Salone be the second to last out of 147 countries, with a 146 just above Afghanistan. This report brings about plenty talk in the country and social media. And same way so, truth media be ask people they not tweet, but waiting the report say. And this, Boku say they're not glad in the country it's really hard.
Salone not sweet too, because the problem, one the fear crisis first. Work not for the youth. Things stiff like the country. Who not glad? Because who stress with the youth? Who stress and we stress and we stress. The country not funny.
I mean, what you know more I see, I'm not happy about the situation of the country, but one thing no more in this country, what we get in this country, freedom. What we able get, if they move about, Alexa, now 1,000 able go get, we go able live. But apart from freedom now, all the necessary things are hard really. I'm not glad for that. Like one, electricity, always when I kill don't lights go off, lights come. You see, you're not able to get your basic needs what you need for the country. People that not really care for the poor people there, but really. For the freedom, very important.
This Salone happiness, we not glad over that because we not get money, parents don't call foundation, fear don't can go up, all that stuff and then me as Salone, me are not glad.
But the presidential spokesperson Alhaji Alpha Kanu, where Boku people sabi as Alpha Khan, talk na truth media say, he not over happy as Sierra Leone, but he not mean say he sad.
I don't see plenty sad people in the street. They pass now, they highlight they sad. It depends on how you define sadness. They're not going to understand. Okay, so this is the kind of thing I want to say. Sierra Leone, in fact, sometimes somebody say we are the most friendly people. They say also we are the people with the best peace index in West Africa, in the Mano River Union, all that. But these things come and go. I mean, it depends on who's doing what they are looking for. It depends on whose kind of criteria they use.
But you're happy.
What I mean? I'm not over happy, but I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I cannot be sad.
This report shows say Salone still dey struggle with development and Boku other thing them. One thing clear, and at that, the struggle real for Boku Salone na the country. For Truthpedia, Mina Nafisa Tola encoding the reports.
One for tell Nafisatu online carding Boku, thank you from Truth Media and also Truth Media for the summation of this question, where World Bank report school now go say Salone they no happy, so we dey next to Afghanistan. What can you say? Even me, I ask another inside Salone, I'm not happy. I am not happy because me penny one for the keep to myself. I decided I go Salone for help people then. People that are in dire needs. If things were okay, if things were better, if things were good, then penny then they are for the keep them, towards me retirement. Age is ticking, Women's not getting any younger, right? Don't let the face fool you. Age is ticking. Time and time waits for no man. You have to build, you have to cement, you have to cushion. So all that small peck the way I take, I gear, no, I could have used it as a surplus cushion for myself, right? So myself are not glad, because if you they help, you they send, you they whatever, you need foresee dividend. Things cannot stay the same. Things need to change. You need to see changes. But instead of make things they change for the better, things are changing for the worse, then obviously not gonna make you gladdy. Now, as you done the last time, I tell you, say, remittances to Ghana by the diaspora and the Ghanaian diaspora in 2025 amounted to $7 billion. Read my lips. $7 billion. I don't say million, or I say billion. And then send back home to Ghana. And when you go, you see it. It is visible. You see the developments, the progress, the push by the Ghanaians, both home and abroad, the collaboration between the government and its diaspora and citizen and its local national. I'm not saying they don't have their own hiccups. In every country gets their own hiccups. Every country gets their own boss. Every country gets their own wahala. But one thing is sure is that for the development of the nation, they are collaborating. They are advancing. Where they do not see eye to eye, they make sure say they go negotiate, they go dialogue until they see eye to eye. Why can't we have the same for our nation? Like the man say, he said, "Tin no dey for it or tin ranga, but he bad test until you go fend you 1,000, you go fend you gari sokas on side, you get collapse, you dey work out with peace." And that is why I go back to this question of bringing in third country nationals. We need for no. Because make them not can bring one serious kingpin for drug lord inside, one serious whatever, where before you know it, sometimes on the way self now go torpedo the motorcar force where they drive them, torpedo all man, go don't making arrangements, because these people are in detention, not mean for say they're not get contact with the auxiliaries and get contact with the auxiliaries. And then boom, the unexpected happen. And then boom, we find ourselves in siege, in a hostage situation. The truth is that we as Sierra Leoneans ourselves, yes, at a point and by government, because governments are made up of people, and because, listen, the bricks, the four walls, the bricks don't make institution. It is us, the individuals, that make institution. It is us, the individuals, that makes the policies, that makes the law, that breaks the law, that abide by the law, that writes the rule, that defines the rule, that goes against the rule, and what have you. So it starts with us, the people. Collectively, no matter what, it starts with us, the people. The ones, more and more as I interact with people, including people in governance right now, I can tell you for sure, say there are people within government where genuinely their hearts are clean, then they do the work where they take a oath for do. They refuse to be corrupted, and those people, then they blacklist them. because they refuse to be corrupted. They get blacklisted. They make life and job difficult for them because then they go against the grain. But I can tell you that there are such people where they really want to see the nation thrive. They really believe in the good of the nation. They really believe, say, if they put their sweat, their hard work, something will jump. Something will be materialized. Something will be realized. But they are heavily aware of the fact that their shoulders, the ones that sit on their shoulders, the battle is a lot. They are realized that they are sitting with people who were once good people, who once had good intention, but for some reason, somehow, they don't go astray. The vision has been lost. The goal is missed. The objective has been forgotten. Honestly, such people then at this government why they talk so right now. That if you check them inside out, they don't want to take 1 penny from where they take office. They don't want to take 1 penny where not belong to them, where not to in their work for. They don't want to collect brown envelopes on side. I know them. I can vouch for them inside this very government. But I also know that which is against them is bigger than themselves. So we the people, like when Elijah called fire from heaven, something has to happen to that country to recalibrate the mindsets of people, the mindset of Sierra Leoneans. My dear, Ibad. Albert Lansana, me granny in grave still in a free tongue, and I go on for go visit them and say I do. So now I no go call their name. Make it left so. The God that made me and that made them and that made all of us, he knows them by name. You know, I am still a St. Joseph's convent old girls. One day I go on for team up in a line and match and celebrate me alma mater. Sierra Leone is not the type of country where you say the truth will be taken for what it is, at face value, taken for all honesty, go, apply, implement, and change. Sierra Leone are the country where you say the truth, you are not public enemy, you become a personal enemy. Not about public enemy or a personal enemy. It is personalized. It is personalized. Even though then they see you, they say the truth, so they know for say, if we apply what this person is saying, it will be for the good of all and not for the good of one or for the good of some, but it will be for the good of the many. Because then get their own aims and objectives. Because they've sworn allegiance to things that they should not swear allegiance to. Because they've made altars and sacrifices and made proclamations they ought not to have made. You become their personal project, their personal target. How how long person go on for living in that country dey? How long person go on for, you want go na a country where you free, where no matter wetin you say, and you may not agree with me, I may not agree with you, but we respect each other. We give each other the freedom to be. Because under the law we are equal, and under the law we have the right to speak our truth. But that's not the country that people are experiencing. Where the truth holds, can be, the truth gets value, or a word, get a certain value for certain people, whereas the same word gets another value for another set of people. And so with waiting I don't say right now, let's go into the defense that was launched Easter weekend. Now the opening of the SLPP party office, was it in Kenema? I'm not sure anymore. And then during Oba dance, and see the mami come in say, decide hand them, make them watch out. The pa in can say, the mami need for no say, sharing is caring. I mean, all kind. The type of things I saw last week, Easter weekend, where they play in a salon, I was like, is this coming from the top of the top of the top of the top? Are you kidding me? But that is to say, that is the country that we have. Whether it is done in good humor or bad humor or whatever you want to call it, that is the country that we have. This thing also we can say, alter we take ultimate kalu. This is a typical example of every time we take ultimate play, we take everything make kalu. Where an entire president, before that word they left him mouth. Some man now they say na idiomatic expression. Some man they say na oh, they have given it names. Oh, they have gone into the encyclopedia. Oh, they have rooted out they don't go to the roots, the genesis, the root of words them. They don't craft them. They don't stylize them. They don't, even me where she done so where I listened to him the first time, I said, listen, I am not a native speaker of that language. I said, but perhaps, just maybe, let me say maybe it is a misinterpretation of translation. That was my way of gaining my sanity and keeping myself sane. That may have been your way of keeping myself sane, that no. Not after everything that this country have gone through, not after everything that we know, not after, even what we are sitting on currently with the opposition, not taking part in governance, not after all of the debacle and of this and that, not after everything that, no. If you think and self, you don't make it sleep, you not. Either in bad joke, good joke, bad humor, good humor, whatever that was. If you think and say, if you don't make it sleep, you must. The moment when it cross your head, you not even allow it. Like that is when, when you can see some people and they slap them out, so they slap them out so in public. That was that situation. And so now you get the one that we feel say they know English, we feel say they can able to twist the mind of people, and we feel say they can justify. Listen, wrong is wrong. It no matter if AYV put that video down, put press release and the person way translate, not translate or second listen. The word don't come out now, it don't come out now. Let us forget about the translation. Let us look at what was actually said. So the part where the president goes on to say, anybody where them pick for run as the flag bearer and SLPP, then for battle, regardless of who that the person be. Because Ingo sit down on top of the tick. It means that you're the custodian. If even if another day I go sit down on top of the tick, it means say you remain the custodians because you sit down on top of the tick, you they provide, you say, I go sit down on top of the tick and make sure say I they guide them. I they give them umbrella, I give them shade. It means you still, yes, you might not, and this Mr. Kagbo can say, this man they plan for what third term. So now this is a covert operation. So overtly, you leave the seats of power, but covertly, you are running. You are running everything because you still sit down, like you say, you sit down on top of the ticking aid. You sit down on top of the palm tree in aid. So for sit down on top of the palm tree in aid means for say you are remoting the branches. You are remoting the branches. You control how the branch they move. So should it happen that SLPP wins the 2028 election, what by your own expression, what we should understand is that, yes, you leave the hands of power visibly, right, technically, but covertly, you are in the hands of power, controlling and remoting and having people do your bidding. So the part that, if any Bontonian support SLPP, then go die in our money. Okay, what about the other parts that he said? So was that also an idiomatic expression? Make we listen to the videos them and the justification given by I believe the first one was anyways, there are two. There's one given by the Minister of Communication there, Siba, and then there was another one given by a communications person there in State House, Mike Brewer. Let's listen.
Consider what happened these 2 days about the translation, which AYV has wisely said, look, we understand translation can be complex. And that is, by the way, responsible journalism all over the world. That happens when your word can be taken out of context. Bagwami is very difficult to translate. In Creole. No matter how I translate her, I was explaining to him in a group that we have, it will fall short. But I explain in very simple terms. Me na Eastern man back. Now Eastern I will say the way Adi don't can lie pa we so Adi get for dying eye open. You know mean say I will let Adi die to my money. Now word talking. If you bagwa me, you disrespect, you pull some tip at SLPP, you go die in the morning. Because die in the morning means you don't go die with respect. But that's simply what it is. And the reason why I was okay to say it is a fake outrage and a fox outrage, as I called it, is because there are Mende speakers who know that. They grew up listening to that song. They exactly know it. If the somebody will not sabi this context, who doesn't understand Sierra Leone, takes what I just said, if Adi, he go die eye open, he will take and say, I was wishing death on Adi. But Adi is an Eastern man like me.
the audience, the context at the party office, speaking to party people, referencing a folk song. It is very specific. But what we have seen with the APC is everything they will raise to 100 because they have decided that their strategy is incitement and outrage at every single opportunity.
Most of the things that we APC can do in this country, it was on the budget of SLPP. I don't want to go back to that. The rules and they make on everything, it was handed over to them. So all monies that were generated, after the war, the things that we focus on are for rebuild social systems and back. That's how we built the NASIC. That's how we built the NRA. That's how we brought the police force back. That's how we brought education back. Our hospitals started running. By the time Kabade done, we then can all the money they be done generate the budget, but then can help on, but then fly out. When they make the roads, I don't want to get to that. But I want my brothers say, when they can then do all make mention of the roads, say what they don't do, the things that they don't do, now this country like APC, so where's the neglect? The city, with all due respect, it will mix in this country the templates on the left. It was under the APC who get the worst maternal mortalities in this country, Khadija. We barely woman be died past all sides of this world. It was under APC picking and only issue 5-year birthday in this country. It was under APC Sierra Leone was named the statistical report as the most corrupt country on earth. It was under APC here, Bele woman them. When they go, they know they get better quality life and living. It was under APC will be the year, but what? Education was a privilege. We are given go slow. 10 years of una Minister of Education, the late Mr. Ba. Now ghost teachers they look for. See, these numbers have changed. Right now, as I tell you, so 70% reduction of maternal mortalities. This is a fact, not only the talker, but the WHO talker. As they talk, so you don't see school enrollment. You yourself know now girl picking and they don't school pass how they not be the don't school they during all that time. So when they talk say APC will talk about neglect, I worked in Bonthe CD for 6 years. I was running the acting medical superintendent there, running the UBC hospital. It was deplorable. Very deplorable for the people of Bonthe district.
Which year was that?
This is about 15, 16 years back. It was very deplorable for the people. Now we campaign so be in term and then the APC be in power. Samaligi in Bobo will be there when them appoint them as APC minister we come out during the day. Bonthe was deplorable. The only organizations that will be there Bonthe will be they give living to people that have world vision. So when my brothers sit down there where they talk say, oh, who said they neglect? All things to date they were doing at this country. We don't come like Khadija. We meet like to cut the pole them. We don't care. We meet to attack the run. We can bust the pipe them. We don't care. We meet school to go on fine. We come all the classrooms them. We broke the schools them. Everything we started from zero. It's like APC left this country rotten. So I know let me and my brother talk about that. The issue here we want to talk about is President Bio's statement and peace. Now your peace commission called it, they're not good.
Who stand and called it and not good?
Yeah, call the commissioner, let you ask her,
because I know so because with the last House Samaina, the executive secretary, it confirmed for a meeting where they don't begin to don't talk. I don't know if the last after that then call it, they not go.
Confirm and back here. The last meeting where House Samaina called the peace commission, they did not show up. APC don't even believe in the institutions we have in this country, Khadija. How will you want to take power when you not believe in the judiciary? I make mention, say the PPRC, you know, expect to say them will do nothing. You can rule like that. These are the same institution where, now the same institutions them where they don't the same lawyer them who don't get.
But instead they still they work with the PPRC.
So what they say, make mention, see they say, you know, expect anything for come out from the PPRC.
Against the president.
They say, no expect.
Constitutional immunity.
No. It's, so we don't know. Even immunity not mean say they will go hold the president and do it. But you don't know if they will pull a statement. So you can walk in their head. But in the narrative where they try for set here is, look, I say, now whether they work for Sinai boss, he makes statements of course. So at the end of the day, he's even trying to say PPRC is impartial. That is what is that.
No, but ask them if they accuse them of being biased, where he said not to so it means.
The argument.
No, I know the twist.
No, because
I know the twist.
Khadija made a follow-up question on that, on the issue of impartiality. And I talk, say, no, it could not be their fault. The way the law designed, we don't expect, say, the PPRC go take action against the president.
So what the president do PPRC for take action?
For you,
you don't talk about that. Yeah, you don't talk.
No,
now, they try to make an issue because you people don't get message. So when I go make an issue of that is how you speak to you. In fact, let me tell you, Khadija, the danger about them spinning this narrative is what? Is people say President Bio say anybody APC supporter, anybody who would say APC they for kill and Bonthe. That is what is on social media. That is what is there. And when me and you in Amende, and I make, even when you tell me, say, when I tell me, say, in the camp, is my brother, because Amende, I believe, say, him for able to interpret that better to his people.
Okay, so we had an explanation from Siba na AYV, and then we get another one from Mike Berwa na Liberty. We want to say thank you very much for all them videos that they made available. The bottom line is that once you've been caught in an act, you've been caught in an act. Make we stop the pretense and make we just recognize and acknowledge. A bad joke is a bad joke. You cannot tell me because it's a folkloric song. The folkloric song, where them in they sing that folkloric song, waiting have been the beginning of waiting the person sing that folkloric song there, waiting at the middle and waiting at the end of waiting is saying that folkloric song there. You have to use all of that to bring about an interpretation of waiting the person they say in that folkloric song there. You cannot just take a segment of it and then you use them, and then when you use them, and then people are, aghast by waiting you say, and then you try for justify. Let's just stop. We don't go through so many hills, so many pains, so many traumas them. So many traumas them. And they tell you now consistently, and I also say, the traumas na Sierra Leone, there are many. They're too many. So we don't go through so many traumas them na salon for make we, play around with words. Excuse me. For make we wordsmith. For make we smooth and soothe. Just say in the heat of the moment or in the moment the president made a bad joke. He said the wrong thing. It was insensitive. It wasn't right. And people will understand and move on. But not come and justify. That one day they say, oh, Mina Eastern man, because I say, for that lie where you don't lie to, you go die, your eye open, you go die with disgrace, and that's what that explanation in itself it's outrageous. That explanation in itself is outrageous for say, because Bontonians them no vote for SLPP, then go die their eye open. No, they are Sierra Leoneans. They are Sierra Leoneans. They are free to exercise their freedom. They are free to associate with whoever or whomever they choose to associate with. Their freedom of they get freedom of association, and the association not for be tied to allegiance to the SLPP party. It no matter if SLPP party supports them, put rest for them, buy rest for them, buy provisions for them, support the entire generation. If that money for election, then decide say the APC candidate is whom that person they had choose, or the NDP candidate, or the NGC candidate, or the PDC candidate, or the C4C candidate. Now that person they had choose. Now that person they feel say, will be the better choice for the nation. They should be free to do so. They're not for be, coerced. They're not for be coerced. They're not for be forced for vote for the SLPP party just because the SLPP party will build party office for them. Just because the SLPP party make road. After all, APC be not make road. APC be not build their own buildings then. They may not do their own. But it is in that same very Bonthe district there where Mike Bell were they try for defense. And that same very Bonthe district there we saw, was it on Friday, where they show the only government clinic facility, how dilapidated, how run down, how unkept it is. The same very Bonthe. That's the same place we don't see dilapidated school them, unkept school them, schools without roof, leaking schools. So what are we saying? But you say, if I say this, let me use the words of a young lady who sit down for pen in frustrations them. Living and growing in a country where outside people and for pay attention to the thing that will matter, instead and they play both kiddie with people their lives. I want to read waiting this young lady pen down. And if I get time, I will read the second one where it pen down today. I don't send them to the producer just now, the second one. I want to read waiting this young lady pen down where people and sit down they talk about in this fragile state where we for be careful with the words them where we they use, waiting we they say. People sit down they argue about what they have done or what they think they have done and how they think they are impacting lives. But here is a real life that has been impacted. Here is a real lived experience. Here is a real lived reality. Because Boku go say, Matilda, you sit all by yonder. You get 24-hour light. You get good road. You go run go hospital at any time. You will be taken care of. The law system works. The judiciary works. Everything works for you. So it is easy for you for consider. But how about someone that is inside that is living these truths? So Grace Yei Moore-Sourie on April 9th penned this down. It says she wrote, it's a she. And by the way, this lady is in the healthcare system studying, I think, either midwifery or something like that. And she wrote, I will take me time one by one because there is nothing or day will come so true and so close to how I would have summed this whole thing up like this young lady just did. Okay? Make we listen to what he say. He said the most expensive lie we keep living in Sierra Leone. And then the title in reflections then before he began pen and down. He said the most expensive lie we keep living in Sierra Leone. These are somebody where they inside salon, where they live the daily grind of salon. He say, I am not just tired. I am angry. Angry because we keep dressing up lies as policies and calling them progress. Angry because everyday ordinary people are forced to suffer quietly while a broken system pretends to serve them. Now listen to the words then carefully. He say, let's stop pretending there is absolutely nothing free in this country. Nothing. We have mastered the art of saying the right things on paper while doing the exact opposite in reality. And it goes for say free healthcare, free education, free services, justice for all. And she goes on to say, big words, beautiful promises, but step into real life and you will see the truth of what it is. Raw, frustrating, and deeply humiliating. He say, go to a government hospital and tell me what free means when a pregnant woman is ignored because she has nothing extra to give. When patients are delayed, rejected, or spoken to without respect simply because they cannot settle anyone. By settling anyone, she means giving money. She goes on to write, she says, that is not healthcare. It is suffering disguised as service. Go to the police station. They will confidently tell you that bail is free. But the moment you enter, reality begins to unfold. You may be asked to buy paper and pen before your statement is even taken. Yes, paper and pen. If your house is broken into, you are the one expected to provide transportation for the officers to visit the crime scene. If an arrest needs to be made, you must be ready to facilitate it with money. So tell me, what exactly is free? The process or the frustration? Because justice too now comes with a price tag. Working into the immigration office, decide to follow the right process and see how far you go. And she goes to say, what's the word? I can't make up the word. My screen is a bit small. I think she says files, I believe those are files. Files will sit. Time will pass. Excuses will pile up. You will be sent back and forth until you are exhausted. But the moment you pay extra or find someone inside to help you, everything suddenly becomes possible. She goes on to say, let's be honest. The system is not slow. It is selective. It delays those who wouldn't pay and reward those who will. The same story repeats itself at vehicle license offices. Try doing the normal way and watch. Weeks turn into months. Meanwhile, someone else walks in, settles quietly, and walks out with results. I'm just waiting for the prompt to go up. It says, now let's talk about opportunities, because even those come at a cost. You want a government contract? Then prepare yourself properly, not just with qualifications, but with money and strong connections. And even when you win, it doesn't end there. You will still be expected to appreciate those who gave you the contract. So the question is, are we rewarding competence or are we rewarding compliance with corruption? And then there is education. The one place that should give hope. We say free education, but children are consistently asked to pay for things they should never be paying for. Parents carrying silent burdens. And in universities, some lecturers demand for money for almost everything. Grades, attention, basic academic processes, even after official fees have already been paid. We are not building the future. We are teaching the next generation how to survive injustice. Even in professional settings, exploitation has become structured. Attend a government-organized workshop and you will see it clearly. You will be asked to sign for a specific amount, clearly written on paper, agreed upon, documented, but when it is time to pay, that is not what you receive. You are given less, sometimes far less. And the most painful part, you cannot question it. You cannot complain. You are expected to accept it quietly, as if your silence is part of the agreement. That is not just corruption. That is theft, normalized and protected. Banks are no different. Stand in line and follow the proper process, and you may spend hours or even the entire day. But if you are willing to settle someone and go through an insider, your time suddenly becomes valuable. Everything works if you pay. And if you don't, you wait, you suffer, you are ignored. She goes on to say, this is the reality. We have built a system where nothing moves unless something is added, where honesty is punished and shortcuts are rewarded, where dignity is negotiable. You pay with your money, you pay with your time, you pay with your dignity, and sometimes you pay with all three. But what hurts the most is not just what is happening. It is what we have become because of it. We have normalized it. We prepare for it. We expect it. We advise each other on how to go about it. We carry extra money, not because we want to, but because we know we have no choice. We have stopped asking questions. We have stopped demanding better. And that silence is what is keeping the system alive. Ladies and gentlemen, Eli, waiting it take 10 say na yaso, and I don't see him in so many ways. Eli, is that not what we're experiencing? Isn't that the truth? Has that not been your experience when you go back home? Has that not been your experience when you are dealing with people back home? When you are trying to sort one or two things? Has it not been your experience? You go into business, then dabaru you. You do this, then dabaru you. You try for do the right thing, then dabaru you. You get so frustrated that even at some point, you yourself, you go deep in your pocket and say, okay, if this is what will make it happen, here, una take. They frustrate you to stupor, to the point where sometimes you have no other option but to bow, to succumb to their whims and caprices. Grace wrote something else today. I have 5 minutes. I think I can read it. She goes, the silence, and that is Grace, by the way. That is Grace, the author of the first pending way I read. You know, the expensive life that we tell ourselves in Sierra Leone. She goes on to write, you know, the silence we are taught and the leaders it creates. This one was very good because it touched on culture and how we culture and the way how we day, you know, they facilitate some of them things so where we they experience. She goes on to write, she says, there is a hard truth many of us are not ready to face, which is the same silence we were forced to learn as children is the same silence destroying us as a nation today. She says, because the more you look at things, the more you realize that it is not just about bad leadership, it is about a deeply rooted system that trained us to accept it. And that system started from childhood. In Sierra Leone, many of us were not raised to speak, we were raised to submit. Growing up being young as was already a disadvantage. If you had a problem with an elder, you were wrong before even opening your mouth. Nobody asked questions. Nobody cared about your side of the story. Punishments came first. Truth didn't matter. An elder could wrong you and still report you, ban you, and I think she meant to say, and you will be the one punished. So what did that teach us? It taught us to keep quiet. It taught us to endure. It taught us that power is always right, even when it is wrong. That mindset did not disappear as we grew. It followed us. It shaped us. And today, it is controlling us. Because the same children who were silenced have now become adults. Some of them leaders who either fear accountability or completely rejects it. That is why people in power today can do almost anything and walk free. To them, questioning authority is not normal. It is an attack. And the moment you try it, you are labeled disrespectful, insubordinate, or problematic. There are people in leadership today who were once victims. People who suffered abuse, even rape, but were forced into silence to protect the family name. Their pain was buried and their truth was denied. And now, some of them carry that same mindset into power. A mindset where silence is expected, where accountability feels like disrespect, where protecting image matters more than protecting people. Even in religious spaces, many have abused and traumatized by those they trust the most. Yet, those individuals remain protected because of titles like servants of God, elders, etc. And once again, the victims are told to stay quiet. Respect has been twisted into fear. Titles have become shields, and silence has become culture. Ever so true. All waiting I don't dey talk na yaso. She just molded them into single, drops, nuggets. She goes on to say, but let's go even deeper, because this is where it gets more frustrating. We keep telling people to be calm, be patient, and use diplomacy. But let me say this clearly. Diplomacy will not take us anywhere in this country. Not the way things are, because many of our leaders do not understand diplomacy as a tool for progress. They understand it as a weapon for control. When citizens speak calmly, they are ignored. When citizens complain respectfully, they are sidelined. When people try to engage through proper channels, nothing happens. Instead, that silence and patience are used to keep people exactly where they are. And while all of these is happening, fear is constantly being planted. Fear is losing your job. Fear of losing your job. Fear of being targeted. And especially the fear of being arrested. Because the judiciary, which is supposed to protect the people, is now seen by many as a shield for those in power. A tool used to silence those who dare to question or demand accountability. Speak too loudly and you risk being picked up. The case of Zainab Sharif. What did Zainab Sharif say that is so different from what the head of the state said? She said it is treasonous. That one they say if you support this, you wake up morning, you go die. Let us go back to her pending. She goes on to say, ask too many questions and you may disappear into a system where people are forgotten. Jail. And they know exactly what they are doing. They know citizens are afraid of jail. So they use that fear to control the narrative, to silence voices, to maintain power. But here is the painful irony. The same leaders who ignore diplomacy when dealing with their own people are the first to run to it when another country threatens them to take advantage of them. I didn't tell you now about the Goliath of Guinea. That is exactly what she's spending here. And then she goes on to say, then suddenly diplomacy matters. Then suddenly dialogue becomes important. Then suddenly respect and negotiations are the way forward. So what does that all tell us? She goes on to pen. It tells us that the problem is not lack of understanding. It is a selective application. It is control and it is deliberate. So therefore, we continue blaming only leaders. We must also look at the system that created them. A society that silences children will raise adults who abuse silence. A society that protects wrong will raise leaders who expect protection. A society that fears authority will always be controlled by it. If you want real change, then you must start from the root. We must raise children who are allowed to speak, children who are heard, children who understand that respect does not mean accepting wrong. We must stop protecting people because of titles. Stop excusing behaviors because of position. Stop teaching silence as a virtue when it is actually a prison. And for us, the ones who already see what is wrong, we have the responsibility to speak up. Even when our voices shakes, even when they try to intimidate you, even when they call you names, ask questions, demand accountability, refuse to be controlled by fear, because silence is exactly what the system depends on to survive. And the moment more people begin to speak, and the moment more people begin to break that silence, everything will have no choice but to change. My people, the two writings of Grace are things that I have said in so many ways, so many themes, so many shapes, so many forms here. What else could I say? These are the young generation. They are up and coming. They are after us. If they can clearly see it, why shouldn't the generation before us and our generation also see like and apply ourselves properly? Me no get nothing for say past this, because the young lady has said it all. May God help we all. May God help we conscience them and make it deal with we conscience them appropriately. For do just, for do right by humanity. Until next time, Onatata.
So we say make we rap kush na salon. But we life them.
Gotta survive, yeah now. What's if they do? What we bother them, they die. Push them down the hill, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and they just they cry. Now we bother them foot so they swell, now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in them they put. Best now for avoid them, nothing but the truth. Other food and they for it, come up and kush. We say bring this message so you do work for you. Every day we they lost it, man, they lie.